Welcome, my name is Yaku, this is my workshop. I'm Yaku the Goldsmith, the jeweler. Instagram, Yaku the jeweler. That's the Maya behind the camera.
Hello, Goldsmith, former Goldsmith, current videographer, and also a real person. So
Yes, not just a voice, but an actual person.
And I represent the learning Goldsmith, I guess. The entire workshop smells of oxidizing liquid.
This is the kind of stuff we have to go through while shooting videos. Sitting here smiling and also smelling oxidizing liquid, which smells like?
Farts.
Farts. We've done a ring last week with a blick blue 3-carat cushion cut diamond, the setting we were showing you, and we also promised you that we're going to do a video on the actual manufacturing. 18-carat white gold. In this particular video I did something different because we've done sort of shaped stones before. I thought to myself when I made this ring, let me do something slightly different just to cover sort of another way of doing it as well. So I made it basically, well, let me show you what I've done. Cushion cut stone, I decided to make it a square setting. Yeah. I know we've done the previous ones and I don't want people to look back and go, you always do the same thing. So we decided, hey, why not just do this thing in a square setting?
Fresh.
You know? So square setting is what I've done. But the setting is square, I hear you say. So we have to file it on the outside to match the cushion from the top. So this is quite a deep stone and it's got quite a big belly. So I decided that little bed is going to be like low, it's going to be quite low. I can't bring it right to the top because it's got quite a chunky stone to the bottom.
Yeah.
Balance, I didn't want it to be up too high because I had these little side stones that I needed to incorporate, plus I needed to have a shank that actually meets up with the top. Yeah. So I brought the stone down by taking a marquee shape, putting the claws in a marquee shape. Wait, I'm talking about marquee claws.
Where did the claws come from?
I made the claws. Straight little wires into the forearm or flexible shaft, or what do you want to call this, pendant motor, wherever you are in the world. And I used the pendant motor like a little lathe. We're working with round soft corners and I wanted the flow from the bottom to come up to the top and also do exactly the same thing. So I created claws which taper from the bottom, and then the chunky parts, as you saw in the video last week, are the parts that I folded over the stone, the necessary parts to really hold the stone down. By putting the claws that I've now explained,
yes,
in a marquee shape, I could bring my little bed in with a stone on top of it to sort of estimate what the angle is that I wanted to get them in. This is why I soldered them at the one side so I can bend them open. Once I've gotten this angle correct, I could tack the claws onto the bed and I had my setting pretty much ready to go. thing I did is I made the little tubes for the diamonds. Slightly spoiled as I am, I have a little laser machine over there, which means that I can sort of line them up absolutely perfect, tack them with a laser, and then bend them exactly at the angle that I wanted them, making sure that they're straight and absolutely in the middle. I just needed something where the stones could lie on, so I can bring claws from the sides and just press down.
It's a practical matter.
Practical matter. Now, you don't need a laser machine for this. Obviously, I haven't always had a laser machine. You can just hold them and solder them. Also good practice, of course. I don't use the laser to solder them. I'm currently just using the laser to set it up. But it is a help, and that's exactly what I've done. So I've decided to make a little plate that sits on the finger and then the setting to be seated on top of that. I pre-bend the plate to make sure that I'm on the right size. In this case I was working on a size L, and because I worked with that size over there, I could then match that size to a half round file, turn my setting upside down and start working on the bottom of the setting with a half round section, so that when I bring the setting and the plate together, that they absolutely match with regards to their angle. I'm pre-marked the plate. When I'm putting this setting on top of it, I sort of pre-glued it on there, and I had a look at where those claws come together. So I pre-cut the plate out on either sides to anticipate, once I've soldered it on, that the areas that's going to be difficult for me to get in and shape are pre-shaped. I utilize my bed that I've created where the O-ring is soldered to, and I create a little V shape, also in a curved style, to go right up against that edge over there, because I want the back of these two stones to be held together, and then I'm going to bring a single claw in from the other side. Now I have the top setting, which will house my blue diamond. I have the two side settings with two claws per side. After I've soldered everything together, I'm bringing, this is the very last claws I'm putting on are the ones that are going to be joining up with the shank. I need to make sure, because this is quite a heavy top setting, it's quite a big diamond, that I don't go too thin on the band itself. So the band thickness that I'm working with here is about 2 millimeters. Might have even been 2.5. I'm working basically a little bit chunkier because I want the balance of the ring to be heavy at the bottom, so that the ring doesn't swing around the whole time. And I also need to flatten the front with a hammer so that I can reach the top of where these stones are going to be meeting. And like I said, the middle diamond is quite chunky. So I've had to elevate those two side stones to not drop down too far. It's all balanced. It's the top that needs to drop down to this point, that needs to drop down to the ring. Balance.
I see.
Balance.
I like it.
Balance.
Balance.
Balance. I'm creating a classic knife edge shank, which works very well with this style of ring. It comes up from the bottom. I can file it to join up beautifully where I've got the top part. It's sort of secondary. It's a practical part of holding the ring. We're keeping all of our focus on what's happening on the top.
The shank that we've made, the knife edge shank, is kind of like the shank equivalent of somebody doing that.
This is the representation of the knife edge shank.
Behold!
That's exactly it. We don't want to overwhelm it with a very chunky ring. But by the way, I'm also saying these things, and a lot of people are telling me, but you could have done this and might have gone a bit higher, I would have done this. Remember, we're all working according to what we've been asked to do. We have a little bit of style carte blanche with these kind of rings, but at the same time, There's a basic brief that we're sticking to, so we're not going extravagant with it. That's how I made this ring. From here onwards, you've seen the final product as I set the ring. You can see it right here as well, Demai. You're putting it in right now. Just before we say goodbye, thank you very much for the support we've been getting. Our channel is going in the right direction.
Gosh.
It's
so
amazing.
many lovely comments, guys. So
Yeah.
many lovely comments.
Keep
and
it
so many
going.
good questions.
We will answer as much as we possibly can. Thank you for contacting us on Instagram as well. Gosh, we've just been climbing, haven't we? I really enjoyed making this ring. And it was a very blue diamond.
People like the blueness of the diamond. I've seen it in the comments, and that is a fact.
They definitely pop. And it worked really well in this neutral ring, because if you put it into yellow gold, it might be a bit of a fight. It's competing with the color, isn't it? But white gold's just neutral, platinum's just neutral, and it's just got this blue popping up at you. You know what to do to keep us going. Please like, subscribe, and bell icon. Those are the things that help us. If you don't mind, hey, it'll be cool if they share a video as well. Anyways, thank you very much for watching the video. As per usual, lots of love. Thank you very much. We will see you next week, and next week's video is going to be fun. Fun. Goodbye. Cheers. Bye. Bye.